This is the footage Daniel never wanted her to see. She found it at 11 p.m. Alone, in a room full of someone else's memories. And in 30 seconds, her entire marriage made sense. Just not in the way she expected. This is part 3. And by the end of this video, you're going to have to pick a side. Most of you are going to pick wrong. Drop one word in the comments before we start. Hero or kidnapper. Don't think. Just go. The van moved through Portland like it had nothing to hide. Classical music played softly through the speakers, something Maya recognized without knowing why. She didn't listen to classical music. She was almost certain of that. Wasn't she? Brother Thomas drove with one hand on the wheel, unhurried, completely at ease. The posture of a man who had never once been in a hurry in his life. How far is it? Maya asked. About 40 minutes, he said warmly. You always loved the quiet out there. Always. Like he had known her for years. Like the last 4 years of her life were a footnote in a much longer story. His story about her. I don't remember you, she said. He found her eyes in the rearview mirror. Patient. Practiced in that particular way that only comes from doing something thousands of times. You will. Memory hides to protect us. But home has a way of unlocking things. Maya watched the city fall away behind her. Suburbs, then open roads, then trees closing in on both sides like a corridor with only one direction. Her phone buzzed in her lap. 17 missed calls from Daniel. 3 texts. Please answer. Please. I'm following you. I won't let them keep you. I love you. Whatever you remember, whatever you discover, I love you. Not Margot. You. She read that last line twice. Not Margot. You. The declaration of a man who loved her exactly as she was. Or the declaration of a man who needed her to stay exactly as he had made her. She couldn't tell the difference anymore. That was the problem. She put the phone face down and said nothing. She had expected something that looked like what people said it was. Bottom white. Guards at the gate. Something that gave itself away. Instead, there were gardens. Fountains. Glass and white stone catching the afternoon light. People in linen moving along paths with the ease of people who had nowhere else they would rather be. It looked like somewhere people paid a fortune to recover from their lives. Maya stepped out of the van, and the air hit her before her mind could intercept it. Jasmine. Cut grass. Something she didn't have a word for. Some combination of place and time and the body's long memory. Her chest ached in a way that wasn't painful. The ache of something missing that has suddenly, without warning, returned. She had lived here for most of her life, and her body had never forgotten even when everything else was taken from it. Then a woman was running toward her. Late 50s. Elegant. Tears already falling before she had even closed the distance. She stopped a few feet away and pressed a hand to her mouth like she was trying to hold something in. My baby girl. You came home. Who are you? Maya asked. The woman's face collapsed. I'm Catherine. I'm your mother, sweetheart. Her mother, standing right here, crying in front of her, reaching out and stopping herself, terrified that the wrong move might cause Maya to bolt. Can I hug you? She whispered. Maya had no framework for this moment, no language for meeting the face of a mother she couldn't remember having. But something older than memory said yes. Catherine held her, and Maya's body, not her mind, her body, came completely undone. Every muscle she had held tight for 4 years released at once. She was crying before she understood why, sobbing into the shoulder of a woman whose name she had learned 30 seconds ago. "SHHHH," Catherine murmured. "You're safe. You're home. Mother Grace is waiting." They walked through the compound. Faces turned toward Maya with warm smiles and excited whispers. People who looked genuinely, overwhelmingly glad she was alive. Up a staircase, down a long hallway, to a large wooden door. The voice that came through it hit Maya's nervous system like a key turning in a lock she didn't know she had. Half terror, half something she didn't want to name. She stepped inside alone. The woman by the window was not the villain Maya had been building in her head. No theatrics, no performance of authority. Mother Grace was perhaps 65, silver-haired, dressed in white silk, with the face of a woman who had long ago made peace with every room she walked into. She looked like the grandmother everyone wishes they had, the kind who remembers every story you ever told her. Margot, she breathed, rising from her chair. Let me look at you. She moved around Maya slowly, taking in the hair, the clothes, the way she held herself. He really did try to make you into someone else, didn't he? He said you brainwashed me, Maya said. She wasn't going to circle it. Mother Grace laughed. Light, completely unruffled. Of course he did. See? She opened a photo album across Maya's lap. A little girl with dark hair and a smile that took up her whole face. Her, page after page. Margot at 8, 12, 16. Always surrounded. Always smiling like someone who had never once questioned where she belonged. You were chosen, Mother Grace said. Not by me, by something greater. You had a gift for helping people find who they really were. And one day you were going to lead the ascendancy. Not because I forced you, because you chose it freely every single day for 22 years. Then why did I leave? You didn't leave. Quiet. Certain. You were taken. She hasn't raised her voice once. She hasn't taken the phone. She hasn't locked a single door. Ask yourself, does that make her more trustworthy or more dangerous? The most effective trap never looks like a trap. Like the video if this story is already making you uncomfortable. Because it should be. Mother Grace leaned forward. Eyes steady, patient as stone. Let me ask you something, Margot. In 4 years of living as Maya, have you been happy? Maya opened her mouth, closed it. She thought about the job she tolerated, the friends who knew only the version Daniel had built, the marriage to a man who had constructed her identity from scratch and called it love. I don't know, she admitted. Do you feel purpose? Does your life mean something? She thought about her routine. Wake, coffee, work, dinner, sleep. The particular gray sameness of a life that looks right from the outside and feels slightly wrong from the inside, always in ways she could never put into words. No, she said, quietly, honestly. She was almost ashamed of how quickly it came. Mother Grace took her hand. Warm, certain, because you're living a life Daniel gave you, not one you chose. Here, you had purpose. You mattered. Not as someone's project, but as yourself. Don't you want that again? I want to remember who I was. Then stay. No force. No pressure. Just come home. It sounded so reasonable. That was the most frightening thing about it. And if I remember and still want to leave, then you leave. I promise you. No one here is a prisoner. She walked Maya to the door and paused. Daniel will call. He'll say we're manipulating you, which is exactly what manipulators say about everyone else to keep you from trusting anyone but them. I'm not taking your phone, but ask yourself whose words deserve your trust. The man who deleted your entire identity without your consent? Or the people who have been praying for you to come home for 4 years? She kissed Maya's forehead. Welcome home, daughter. The room was kept exactly as she had left it. White walls, journals in careful piles, photographs everywhere of a woman who wore Maya's face, but carried herself like someone who had never once doubted where she stood in the world. Maya opened a journal at random. Today, I led my first solo enlightenment session. 12 seekers. Watching people shed their false selves, watching them remember who they truly are. This is what I was born to do. I feel so grateful. So home. Her hand was shaking. This wasn't the writing of someone being broken down. This was the writing of someone who had found themselves, or had been convinced so completely that they had, the difference no longer existed. She looked around the room. At this life she had apparently built. This self she had apparently been before a man in an apartment told her she was someone else. The question arrived, fully formed, and settled into her chest like cold water. What if Daniel is the villain? The dining hall held 60 people at long tables, passing food family style, filling the room with the warm, layered noise of a home. Maya had braced herself for something performative. What she walked into felt disturbingly genuine. They welcomed her back in the specific, detailed way you can only fake if you get everything exactly right. Nobody got anything wrong. Sophia held on like she was afraid Maya might disappear again. "Your best friend," she said, pulling back with tears running. "Your sister. We grew up here together." Iris appeared beside her. The three of us were everything to each other. They fed her and filled in the outline of a life she couldn't remember living. Late nights, talking about consciousness and meaning. The way Margot could see what people needed before they could name it themselves. "Tell me what this place actually is," Maya said. "A community," Sophia said simply. "For people who want more than a life that's just maintenance. We can leave any time," Iris added. "Phones, internet, jobs outside. This is a choice every single day." Then she leaned forward, voice level. "Think about what you actually know, Margot. We are sitting here answering every question you have. Meanwhile, Daniel erased your entire identity without asking you. He decided who you were going to be and built you into it. And you're worried about us." The logic was clean and precise. Maya turned it over looking for the flaw. She couldn't find one. Her phone buzzed on the table. She left it face down. After dinner, Sophia and Iris walked her through the compound as the light turned gold. A bench by a pond she used to meditate at. A tree she had climbed as a child. Each place landing in her chest as something just below memory. An echo, a frequency, the particular feeling of a place your body has been even when your mind has been emptied of it. Then they brought her to the Enlightenment Hall. Circular. Cushions on the floor. A stillness that felt structural, like it had been built into the walls deliberately. Maya walked to the center, and her body knew exactly where to stand. Not her mind, her body. The angle, the breath, the specific way her shoulders dropped when her feet found the right place on the floor. Her body had never forgotten, even when everything else was taken. "Your body remembers," Sophia whispered. "You belonged here." Then her phone rang and broke it open. "Daniel, no one's hurt me," she said before he could ask. "I'm coming. I don't want you to come. I am staying." Silence. Then carefully, "What? Unlike you." The words came with a certainty that surprised even her. "They're not lying to me. They're the biggest liars you will ever meet. Or maybe that's you. Maybe you took me because you couldn't let go. Maybe you erased everything I was so you could have a wife who didn't remember having a life before you. Is that what they're telling you?" "It's what I'm seeing, Daniel." His voice dropped, every word chosen carefully now. "Everything they're showing you is designed to make you doubt me. That's what they do. Love bomb you, make you feel chosen, until their voice is the only one left. Please come back. I don't trust you." A long pause. When he spoke again, it was barely above a whisper. "Okay, take the time you need. But I'm not leaving Portland. If anything feels wrong, anything at all, I will come. Just say the word. Phoenix. I love you." She hung up. That night she slept in Margot's bed, in Margot's room, with Margot's whole life pressing in from every wall. And the memories came like evidence. A little girl in white, singing with other children. Teenage Margot in this room, writing, smiling like the world was exactly the right size. Margot at 20 in the Enlightenment Hall, feeling powerful, purposeful, incandescent with something she believed was her calling. Mother Grace's hands on her shoulders. "You are so special, so chosen." Margot and Sophia and Iris at golden hour, laughing, running through the gardens. Belonging. Purpose. Home. Then the dreams shifted. A bare room. Margot alone, crying. Mother Grace's voice from outside the door. Weakness is temporary. You will overcome. Margot being punished, isolated, the details blurred at the edges like something her mind wasn't ready to show her yet. Daniel's face appearing. Margot, you have to leave. They're hurting you. Margot screaming at him. You're jealous. You've always been jealous. Daniel grabbing her arm. I'm your brother. I'm trying to save you. Margot fighting him with everything she had. I don't need saving. Then darkness. Then Maya waking in a strange apartment, not knowing where she was. Daniel's voice. You're safe. You're Maya now. Learning to be Maya. Practicing a history she hadn't lived. Forgetting Margot one day at a time. Maya jolted awake at 3 a.m. Drenched. Heart slamming. Not dreams. Memories. Both of them. The belonging and the punishment. The home and the cage. The joy and the thing living underneath it. All of it real. All of it hers. She sat at the window in the dark and held the question as steadily as she could. Was Daniel saving her or stealing her? She still didn't know. And that, more than anything, was what kept her awake until dawn. The Enlightenment session held 20 people in a circle. Mother Grace at the center, filling the room without effort. Tonight, identity, who we are, who we think we are, and who we're afraid we might actually be. Her eyes found Maya. Margot, who do you think you are right now? I don't know, Maya said. I thought I was Maya. I'm told I'm Margot. I don't remember being Margot. So, genuinely, I have no idea. How does that feel? Terrifying. Good. Terror means you're at an edge. Edges are where the only real growth happens. One by one, the others shared. Their fears, their old selves, the versions of themselves they had had to grieve to become something better. Raw, unguarded, impossible to fake convincingly. Maya kept looking for the seams. She couldn't find them. Then Mother Grace's voice changed. Slower, rhythmic as water. Close your eyes. Breathe. Imagine the false self, built by fear, by other people's expectations. See like a shell around you. And with each breath, imagine cracks forming in that shell. Maya felt herself going under. Didn't fight it. Didn't want to. Who were you before anyone told you who to be? Not Maya. Not Margot. The soul underneath the names. And she found it. That place. Deep and quiet and certain. Peace. Clarity. The terrifying feeling of home. The meditation ended. Tears around the circle. Soft exhales. The quiet of people who have set something heavy down. Mother Grace knelt in front of Maya. How do you feel? Like I touched something real. You did. That's all we do here. Help people remember who they are underneath everything that has been done to them. I want to stay, Maya heard herself say. Keep going. Mother Grace's smile was slow and complete. Welcome home, daughter. She's in. She believes it. And honestly, after everything you just watched, can you say you wouldn't have to? What comes next reframes every single second of this video. Subscribe. You do not want this to end here. Late that night, Maya sat on the floor with a journal in her lap, writing the same sentence over and over and crossing it out. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. A video file. No message. She opened it. Security footage. Timestamp in a corner. For years ago, almost to the day, Margot, her, being dragged toward a van by Daniel. Both of Margot's hands locked around a doorframe. Her whole body twisting against him, using everything she had. Her face open and raw with a terror that had no performance in it whatsoever. This was not a woman being reluctantly coaxed to safety. This was not ambiguous. This was someone being taken against their will. One message below the footage. This is what saving looks like. Ask Mother Grace about the police reports. Ask her about the kidnapping investigation that was opened and quietly closed. Then ask yourself, who is really lying to you? Claire. Maya's blood went cold. She played it again. Watched her own face stretched open in terror. Watched Daniel's hands on her arms. Watched the sanctuary compound shrinking in the background as the van pulled her away from it. She had been taken from this place, dragged out of it screaming. Every measured, patient, unhurried word Mother Grace had spoken. Every door left open. Every phone call permitted. Every promise that no one here was a prisoner. Was any of it true? Or was this the truth? 37 seconds of grainy footage, a woman's hands on a door frame, and a man who said he loved her pulling her away from everything she knew. Maya sat completely still in the dark. The phone screen lit her face. Both images living in her now. The hug and the footage, the Jasmine and the screaming, the home and the van pulling away from it. And no idea which one was the lie. You wrote your word at the start. Hero or kidnapper? Here is the question nobody wants to answer. What if she was genuinely being harmed, and Daniel still had no right to take her? What if you can be rescued from something real and still have your freedom violated in the process? What if both things are completely true at the same time? Because here's what the police report Claire mentioned actually shows. And it doesn't say what Daniel told you. It doesn't say what Mother Grace wants you to believe either. Part 4 is coming, and there is no version of that episode where anyone's hands are clean. Subscribe. Turn on notifications. Share this with someone who thinks they already know the answer. They don't. And right now, neither do you. The comments are open. Make your case.